Hey everyone, this is Yoshi, my little office buddy. Oh, dang, go for the kisses, baby. He's my little office buddy, so you'll see him in lots of my videos, just running around and being a little monster. He's my little monster. Um, I'm essentially a stay-at-home dog mom. I mean, the business is to support the lifestyle of that he appreciates. Alrighty, you can go to bed now. Okay, so now to business. Welcome everybody, and today I'm gonna dive in. Obviously, you're here to learn about the tools that I use. So obviously, lots of businesses, all of us in business, we use lots of different tools to run our business, to make things more efficient, um, just to do all the different things. And every time a new app comes out, everybody rushes to it. But I have found generally that the ones that have been around for a while, there's a reason. And I'm not saying you shouldn't check out the new ones, and sometimes they're great, and sometimes they do exactly what you need them to do, and they do it better. But a lot of times, the ones that have been around for a while are there for a reason. And there's also, I see a lot of them coming out that are like that it can do everything and it can manage your entire business. And while that sounds great, it generally means it's too good to be true. Certain platforms are good at certain things, and you should stick with that. Um, you go to your dentist to do teeth stuff, but you don't go to him, for hair stuff. Like, stick with what you know and stick with what you're good at. And so I like to find ones that will do multiple things, but there isn't a one-stop shop. So the closest thing that I have found to a one-stop shop, that's generally going to be your CRM, because that is going to have a lot of different applications that are going to help your business. And that's your client relationship management tool, software, app, whatever you want to call it. So I'm going to share my screen. So hold tight. There's that. And so for me, it's Dubsado. I've been using this since pretty much the beginning of my business. I was only in business a couple months, and a client turned me onto it. She had me do some research and look into some other ones to see what would be best for her business. And she was a life coach. And I said, after like 2 weeks, I said, Dubsado is the way to go. For me, it was the most user-friendly. It had the most personalization available. It just had so many options. And it just, for me, especially if you have any kind of business, I think every business benefits from it. But especially if you're in a business where you need to have creativity and design, everything be really visually appealing and aesthetic, then Dubsado is the way to go. The other ones out there just do not have the customization for especially a lot of their forms, their questionnaires, their quotes, even your lead captures. So this is a onboarding questionnaire that I use when I'm helping a client set up Dubsado. But you can see there's just the great coloring. Obviously, it is completely on brand in my fonts, my colors, places for them to fill things out. I have in here a place you can put buttons where they will upload files, and these link directly to a Google folder. Super easy. Dubsado does have a native file uploader, but it's not as robust as I always need. So I link to a Google Drive that I set up specifically for my clients. And there's all these different folders in there. We've got drop downs. And again, it's all just so much more aesthetically pleasing. And I'll give you another example. So my current lead capture, like my main one that's on my website, looks like, ta-da! No, this looks like this. So obviously you've got me. For some reason, my internet's wonky and it's not loading, but all these little icons here are going to be, there they are, all my socials, website, all these things, and those are all hyperlinked. And then it's a basic form. Like, I don't have a ton of information on it, but a great thing in Dubsado is you can connect it to your workflows. So when the client chooses which service they want from me, it automatically starts a specific workflow. So they're not getting a generic email, they're getting one that pertains to what the service that they're looking in, and it automatically just drops them into it. So there's that. That's really pretty, and it just looks nice, as opposed to a more basic one, which I feel like you get in a lot of the other apps. Like, you can put a logo at the top, but that's about it. Like, do you see the difference? Okay. Um, but Dubsado is going to be great because it's going to handle it all. Check my notes here really quick to do my list. It's going to handle your invoicing and your email communications, but not your email marketing. That's different. And that will be actually in part 2 of my 7 business tools. We'll talk about email marketing in there and the platform for that. But it's going to handle your task lists. But that's your minor to-dos for a client workflow, not like your entire like business task list. And I'll get into that one too in a minute. Client portals, time tracking, contracts, signatures, lead capture forms, beautiful form creation like we just talked about. And that is all in one place. So I think Dubsado is the way to go. It does do invoicing. And I'm going to talk about how that works with some other applications in just a minute when we talk about some other things. The great part is when you sign up for Dubsado, it's free for your first 3 clients, projects. Really great for when you're getting it set up, because then you can do a lot of testing. It doesn't cost you anything. If you want Dubsado, or if you're ready to sign up and need the code, I can get you 20% off your first month or your first year. I definitely recommend going with the Premier plan because it's just going to get everything you need, and it is so worth it to run your business. All right, moving on. So I mentioned that Dubsado is not great for like all of your business tasks, right? It's for basic stuff in your client workflows. So that means number 2 on the list is going to be ClickUp. And this is a task management software platform. Like, this is what it does. It specializes in tasks, but it can do so much. It's not just a simple to-do list, which is what Dubsado basically is. This is going to give you, like, it's just so much more robust. You can see I manage a lot of different aspects of my life. So I have my business. I also have personal stuff. So I keep track of all my groceries and all my housework and housekeeping and chores and all those types of things in here. I have another business and I manage that in here. That I have with my husband, Rabel Acres. So that is kind of all my gardening and homestead stuff and my chickens, and all of that is in there. And I use a sand testing one for my sandbox. So you can manage a whole lot in here. Several things that I have set up in here. So I have a social media calendar. And I've seen other ones. People will use Trello and Asana are kind of the other 2 kind of industry leaders, and they are great. They have a lot of great features. I've played around in both, and I always just end up coming back to ClickUp. I really just love the way it works. It's intuitive. I like the features that it has, and it's free. Totally has a free option, and you can do 99% of what you need to do with the free option. If though you have a bigger team or you do need some of the extra features and want to get 10% off, just comment ClickUp underneath and I will get you that code to save you a little bit of money there. But like I said, I've got all my social media here. I could put I can upload images. There's an AI feature so I can help it write my captions for my images. Great thing there. The other thing I've been using it for is I created my own template for when I'm going to start a new service. Something new I'm going to launch, and it automatically, when I load this template, it automatically populates dates based on when I tell it I'm going to start. It assigns it all to me because that's how I have it set up. I've got dependencies and things, so I can't complete certain things if I haven't done others. I have to do things in a specific order, and it makes it a total workflow for me. It integrates with my calendar, with my Google Calendar, and we'll get to that next. And so it brings all of the calendar stuff in here. I can see at a glance. The Everything tab is one that I use a lot. It shows me all the stuff I've got going on, all my tasks, and just everything I need to do for a day. I can see what's coming up, see what my week is going to look like. Really super easy. All right. So that is, that's ClickUp. So the other main thing that I use that I'm going to talk about here is for your finances. You need an app for that. And even if your CRM has a bookkeeping function and option, you should not use it for bookkeeping. It's just not what it's meant to do. You need to stick with apps that's what they're meant to do. So I use QuickBooks, and I know that kind of has like, for some people is like, I don't know, that's a taboo word to say, and I'm not sure why. Is it perfect? No. Does it have glitches? Yes. But it's been around for a long time. It integrates with so many things so seamlessly. So it integrates into Dubsado. So when I create an invoice in Dubsado for my client, I send them the invoice. They click on to pay. I have Square integrated with Dubsado, which you can do. I think you can do pretty much all of them. You can do Stripe, you can do PayPal, and I think Dubsado has even come out. They have their own payment processor thing. I still have just mine connected to Stripe, or I'm sorry, Square. So the client makes the payment with Square, and then it sends it all to QuickBooks. And the invoice is created in QuickBooks. The payment shows up, like it's all there. It all works seamlessly. You can't do that with all these random, no name, no history financial application platforms. You need to stick with something that works, and that, like, there's some free ones out there. And if you're just managing your personal finances, that's one thing. But if you're going to be doing a business, you need to have something that's going to be able to pull your profit and loss, pull some balance sheets, give you a Schedule C if you need it, and really simply. And QuickBooks is the way to do that. So Dubsado for your CRM, ClickUp for your task management, and it can manage everything. And they both have apps for your phone, so you get notifications. I have my task list no matter where I'm at. That way it's doing my personal stuff too, and it lets me know, oh, hey, I got to do this specific laundry today. All those types of things. It keeps me on track. And then your finances, QuickBooks is the way to go. That's the first three. I'm going to come back for part 2 with the last 4 of the 7 apps that I use to run my business.